Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Denise Miller claims she hired a personal trainer based on his dramatic weight loss and found out his secret was a fat-fighting medication. Daniel Hayes says Miss Miller didn't lose weight because she failed to follow his program.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see Denise Miller here for my plaintiff, Daniel Hayes as my defendant. Ms. Miller, you are suing the defendant for $1,800. You allege fraud. What brings you to court today?
I'm here suing Daniel because he scammed me of a fitness program that he was running, but the whole time he had been taking weight loss drugs. He put me through very intensive cardio and weightlifting and then cardio again. He told me to intermittent fast, but then he asked me what I had for breakfast. It's all a lie.
Okay, how did you go about finding this defendant to be involved in your weight loss journey?
I found him through Instagram. I have been looking for a personal trainer for a while. I thought about taking weight loss drugs, but I decided that I wanted to do it the healthy way. So I seen Daniel. I was like, his before looks a little like mine. His after, he had really good results. So I was like, might as well go with him.
Okay, so you reached out to the defendant and you retained his services. How much were his services, ma'am?
$1,800 for 6 months.
Okay, and that is your claim amount, I see. Now, do you have some type of proof, receipt that you paid that?
Yes, I have a
give your
receipt.
evidence folder, please, to my bailiff. Thank you. Take a look here. Okay, I do see an invoice from the defendant, Hayes Weight Loss Solutions. I see Ms. Miller did pay for a 6-month program, it looks like, for $1,800. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Hayes? Because she's alleging that this whole thing was a scam.
What I have to say is, well, Denise showed interest when we first started our 6-month program.
Lightbulb Daniel Hayes is standing firm, claiming that Denise simply didn't put in the effort. But here's the thing, weight loss isn't just about willpower. It's about guidance, support, and the tools you're given. Let's dive deeper and see if Hayes' promises were really delivered, or if his motivational techniques are just smoke and mirrors.
It was only until later where she started not really giving enough effort, and I felt like her motivation through my program, she wasn't taking it, she wasn't dedicated to it, so.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Hayes. That sounds kind of generic, if you ask the court, because traditionally, when people are on a weight loss journey, this is your business, you should know this, the motivation does fluctuate. You know, it's going to ebb and flow. There are going to be days where people have a lot of enthusiasm and energy, and then there are going to be days sluggish and exhausted and probably defeated, I would imagine. Did you end up losing any weight,
I
Ms.
didn't.
Miller? You didn't lose any weight? Not 1 pound?
Maybe I lost a little bit, but the weight never stayed off because I was very stressed. I thought that I was coming into a very motivational program. It was not motivational at all. He was very aggressive. He was very mean. And when I asked about the steps of the program, they were always never set in stone. There was always just something he was telling me to do. Even on his website, it says that he would give me a curated meal plan.
Yes.
And nothing about the plan that he put me on was curated at all.
Well, let's take a look here, Mr. Hayes, at your profile. This is the website in which customers rely on to hire your services. You say, and you talk about the fact that the first thing on your page says, frustrated with feeling sluggish and uninspired. That you made the courageous decision to commit to a lifestyle overhaul. So even you, sir, expressed that you were sluggish at times in your journey and that you turned it around. You say you successfully lost 75 pounds. That's remarkable. Those photos are quite impressive and motivational, I think, to anybody that would see them. So I see you charge $300 a month, $1,800 for 6 months, and it does make some promises here, sir.
Lightbulb Imagine spending $1,800 on something you believe will change your life, only to find out that what you got wasn't what you expected. For Denise, this isn't just about money, it's about feeling betrayed, especially when she was looking for a fresh start in life. She was hoping for a healthier future, but instead, she ended up with nothing but frustration and disappointment.
That you're going to provide for that amount says that you make a meal plan. It says that it is very specific as to calories and proteins and carbohydrates. It does say that exercise is equally as important. It says that you should then also have activity for at least 5 to 6 days a week. So did you see all of these items, ma'am, in your program?
I didn't get a meal plan, and we only met once a week for him to give me stuff to do throughout the week, but there wasn't really an activity plan either.
Well, what do you have to say about that, sir? $1,800 is quite a bit of money for you to just show up once a week.
Well, Your Honor, it's not only the stuff that I do with my clients. My clients are also given a routine to do for themselves at home.
Okay, so let's stop. Ms. Miller, were you doing work outside of your time with Mr. Hayes?
I intermittent fasted like he asked me to. I starved myself for 16 hours a day.
Oh, my goodness.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
So you were shooting up, Mr. Hayes?
Your Honor, might I add,
Yes.
they don't give weight loss medication to people who already lost the weight.
Oh, so you think he's lying?
And later,
We talked about selling the truck, about splitting it after the appraisal, even had some serious buyers. My brother was a little wishy-washy. He said maybe. Did not work out, unfortunately.
I'm not looking to sell the truck.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Denise Miller and Daniel Hayes over a failed weight loss program.
Now, the reality is, Mr. Hayes, I am no fitness expert, but I have worked with a trainer and nutritionist before, and fasting for that amount of time tends to slow down your weight loss journey and your metabolism. Did you instruct her to do such thing?
Light bulb, this is a classic case of transparency, or the lack of it. Hayes marketed himself as a living proof of his method, but now it's clear that he left out a big piece of the puzzle. The court is looking at whether Hayes intentionally kept this vital detail hidden from Denise, and whether this omission is enough to justify a lawsuit. The stakes are high for both parties.
Well, you know, sometimes it's different for each client. So if I suggest a patient should fast a little bit more, maybe they'll see some results fast.
Did you give her a meal plan? Because that's very important.
Yes, I did.
He's saying that he gave you one, ma'am.
Ask him what the meal plan is, Your
Yeah, do you
Honor.
have, I would love to see a copy of the meal plan. Go ahead and give your evidence folder to my bailiff, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir. No, I don't see any meal plan here, sir. I just see one review.
Yeah,
Let's look at this review from, you're saying a satisfied customer. Did you see this review, ma'am?
I did, and that's what made me click. But once I started feeling a little bit,
Well, let's see what it says. This is saying that the defendant is a great trainer. This person challenged themselves to lose 25 pounds before his wedding and ultimately lost 30 pounds. So you saw this as evidence that you could trust the defendant on the
Yes.
weight loss plan.
yes.
And yet you didn't have that experience. So, and this is not a meal plan, sir. So without you being able to show me what this meal plan looks like, I can't simply take your word. And it's looking like you're coming up a bit short on what you promised in your deliverables on your own website, okay? Now, you mentioned something very interesting, ma'am. You said that he did lose the 75 pounds. The court can see that Mr. Hayes looks to be very fit and in good shape, and certainly a stark contrast from the before. No disrespect.
Light bulb now, let's revisit the missing meal plan. The court sees a pattern of broken promises, and without this key element of the program, it's starting to look like Hayes' system wasn't as curated as advertised. If your business promises something specific, you have to deliver. No shortcuts. But was this enough to qualify as fraud?
But you're saying that he used a weight loss drug?
Yes. One day at our session on a Monday in a park, we were getting a water break after millions of burpees. So many burpees.
I hate those. Sorry, I had a flashback. Yeah, okay.
And we were drinking water, and you know, you just look around when you're drinking water and you're out of breath. There's not much you can do. And I took a peek into his bag, and I seen a very familiar box.
Is this a very common weight loss supplement that many of us are familiar
Yes, it's a
with?
weight loss injection.
Injection. So you were shooting up, Mr. Hayes?
I don't take it occasionally. I'll take it.
Sir, so that's a yes. So let's not be
Yes.
cagey with it. The young lady saw what she saw. I don't believe that she's just standing before me lying on you. You
Yeah.
do, on occasion, indulge in these injectable weight loss supplements.
Your Honor, might I add,
Yes.
they don't give weight loss medication to people who already lost the weight.
Oh, so you think he's lying? You think that he was using this weight loss medication the entire time that was able to lead him to a 75-pound weight loss?
Maybe he did a sit-up or two, but
Oh.
it didn't take all the weight off.
So what do you say to that, sir? It would be hard to believe that you worked so hard, because anybody that's even lost 5 pounds knows how hard it is to lose weight. It is one of the most challenging things people even deal with. And you were able to be disciplined enough, consistent in your eating habits, sticking to the workout, the physical weightlifting and cardio of it all, to lose 75 pounds. And after that level of discipline and dedication, all of a sudden, Mr. Hayes is on the shot. I don't know.
No, that's not right, Your Honor. The way I've lost my weight was all through workout and routine.
But when you hold yourself out as the model, as your own work product, and you are the living, breathing example of what's possible on your $1,800 program, but you leave out a big, important part, now that's where the court has a problem, sir.
And don't forget lazy and unmotivated.
That's what he called you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real rich, Mr. Hayes, because you yourself are telling the court, and we're supposed to have some compassion for you, I guess, that on your worst days, on your days where you are sluggish, you just shoot up.
Light bulb, after all the back and forth, the judge is ready to deliver the verdict. Will Denise get the $1,800 she deserves, or will Hayes walk away scot-free? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The truth behind the trainer's promises is about to come to light.
Why is it so quiet? I can't hear you, Mr. Hayes. So it's do as I say, not do as I do. Is that what it is?
No.
First of all, you owe this young lady an apology. You owe her an apology for a few things. You owe her an apology for implying that she's lazy, for calling her names, for deceiving her and making her believe one thing when it really was another, and for not disclosing the true, full story as to how you probably both lost and certainly have maintained your weight loss. And in doing so, I think you did it in an attempt to shame her, and I also think you did it, sir, for an attempt to increase your bottom line, your cash flow. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think that you had any real defense for yourself and your actions other than I tell people one thing and I do something else. And this courtroom is not pleased with that answer at all. Therefore, I do feel that you made a good faith investment in purchasing an $1,800 fitness program from this man. And I do not believe, sir, that you made a good faith effort to deliver on all the things you said you would do. You said you would provide a meal plan. You said you would provide activities 5 to 6 days a week. You said that you would be a champion and motivator, and you did none of the above. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff, ma'am, for your demand of $1,800. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,800.
I'm just glad that maybe I could take my $1,800 and buy my own weight loss drugs.
Look how I look.
Judge has made her ruling. Please follow me.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
200 is over 6 years, 400 is over 3 or 4 years. I can't wait that long, my friend.
So your issue is you want your $12,500 right now.
I unfortunately need it right now. Yes,
You need
ma'am.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, do you care to share with the court what the urgency is?
This is Equal Justice. Aaron Wilson claims his father left a truck to him and his brother, and his sibling drove off with it right after the will was read. Dustin Wilson says he has fond memories of working on the truck with his dad and wants to keep it.
Gentlemen, I see I've got Aaron Wilson as my plaintiff, Dustin Wilson as the defendant. Aaron Wilson suing Dustin for $12,500. What brings you to court today, sir?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Aaron Wilson. Grew up in Pasadena, Texas, right outside of Houston. So our father, unfortunately, recently passed away about 6 months ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, thank you. I have his will right here. What he left to us personally was a truck valued at $25,000. He left it equally to us. Both of our names are on the pink slip. At first, right after the will was read, my brother immediately left with the truck that day while the rest of us were still at the house, grieving a little bit and sort of connecting. We did a evaluation right after that for insurance purposes. The truck was valued at $25,000, meaning $12,500 each potentially.
Okay.
We talked about selling the truck, about splitting it after the appraisal, even had some serious buyers. My brother was a little wishy-washy, said maybe, did not work out, unfortunately.
So you want to sell the truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And you, the other brother Wilson, want to keep the truck?
I'm not looking to sell the truck.
Okay, and why is that, sir?
I have a very strong emotional attachment to this truck ever since I can remember. My dad was working on it every single Saturday in the garage, and I took a liking to that super young, around 6 years old.
Okay.
He would even let me sit on his lap while he would drive down the street. I would start learning how to. That was my car that I was driving to high school.
Okay.
And then
What's your relationship to the car, sir?
Same as him. I'm a few years older, so I got to sit.
You drove it
I got to
first.
sit in the lap. I got to handle wrenches.
Okay.
I did graduate a few years before him, about 5 years. So
Okay.
I drove the car. Then he got the car after I left.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Very rarely do I get a case like this. Neither of you own it outright, but neither of you own it more than the other.
That's correct.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Aaron Wilson, who is fighting with his brother Dustin Wilson over their deceased dad's classic truck.
Okay, now you referenced a will. Go ahead and give all of your evidence to Elijah here. Let me see if I can make some sense of this
Absolutely,
brotherly
Your Honor.
conflict we've got going. Okay.
Of course.
So I see the last will and testament of Father Jonathan Wilson
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be divided equally and mutually agreed upon this 1969 truck. So this is a classic.
Classic pickup truck.
Classic pickup truck. Right now, if you sold this, it's saying $25,000 would be the approximate appraised value.
Yes, ma'am.
You both agree on that?
Yes, ma'am.
So this cannot be mediated or negotiated any further.
No, ma'am.
I've tried to come to him with a payment plan before, which those payments would come out to, depending on the amount of years, anywhere from 200 to 400.
200 is over 6 years. 400 is over 3 or 4 years. I can't wait that long, my friend.
So your issue is you want your $12,500 right now.
I unfortunately need it right now. Yes,
You need
ma'am.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, do you care to share with the court what the urgency is?
Yes, ma'am. Married father, single income family home right now. I have 2 children, one's 6 and one is 4. My daughter has had 2 open heart surgeries since she's been born. Because of that, my wife cannot work. She's having to stay home and do an invaluable service of taking care of our daughter, taking care of our son when he's not at school. And this is something to help us take a huge chunk out of our debt, because right now we're only paying on the principal and not on the interest, and we're just drowning.
Drowning in debt. So you have a real financial hardship.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, very rarely do I get a case like this. Neither of you own it outright, but neither of you own it more than the other.
That's correct.
Exactly.
You both truly co-own in equal share this piece of personal property, bequeathed to you from your late father, who clearly cared about you both a great deal. But goodness, I wish your late father, may he rest in peace, could have given the court some guidance here, because this looks difficult.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Okay, well then I think I have everything that I need to make a ruling. Again, gentlemen, I want to offer my condolences around your father's passing. Clearly raised 2 upstanding, decent, good-looking young men. These are nice-looking young men, right, Elijah?
Oh, great looking.
Yeah, polished, clean cut.
There we go.
This is an unfortunate dilemma. Certainly, I think we all can appreciate when a loved one goes on, the memories that we can't hold on to become important. And I don't want to dismiss that, but I also think, that's hard to compete with those of us that are still living on this earth and have to survive in what has to be one of the hardest economic climates we've seen in a generation.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am compelled to rule in favor of the plaintiff. Okay, that's going to be $12,500, your fair share of the portion of the fair market value of the vehicle upon its sale. I rule for the plaintiff for $12,500. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled.
Light bulb. So, there you have it. The case of fitness fraud, broken promises, and a trainer who couldn't live up to the hype. Denise Miller walks away with the $1,800, but this case has far-reaching implications for anyone looking to hire a personal trainer or anyone in business who makes bold claims. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.